Welcome to my channel. Roll the intro. Hey guys, welcome. Thanks for watching. I'm Darren, and this is my channel. Thanks for joining me. I'm a creative, so this channel is about me pursuing and exploring being creative, the challenges that we face, and just improving. So thanks for watching, and to all those celebrating Chinese New Year today, 新年快乐, have a blessed and wonderful New Year, and may 2021 start for real from today. May it be better than the past year has been. So creating beyond the gap, some challenges or advice for creatives. And I know a lot of you might be thinking, who am I to give advice? I thought that myself. I don't have qualifications. I'm not qualified to give that advice, I suppose. I have no creative notches under my belt. Just exploring creativity. I did study music at university, so that might be something where I do have a bit of knowledge of. But this is more just a challenge for myself, and almost like a distance marker, so that I can come back at this and always be reminded of things with the perspective, the right mindset. So I'm not anyone spectacular, but this is advice that I have seen across content creators, and just reading and doing a lot of research into creativity and pursuing it more heartedly. So and this is for me and for anyone in the journey. So let me get started. Number 1, be concerned about personal growth in your skills and in your abilities, not in numbers. Something that I struggle with is trying to focus, or just finding that I focus a lot on numbers, views, subscribers, likes, that kind of stuff, and get caught in that trap very easily, doing YouTube and social media and that kind of stuff, because we think that directly correlates to our value and how good we are. And generally, if we are really, really good and are well versed in our craft, then I think that people can appreciate that more. But I think that it's not as important to focus on numbers, but more so on our personal growth in our abilities and our craft. So for me, Darren, I challenge you when you're watching this again later in the future, and for any other creative, don't worry about numbers. Just focus on growth and in improving your creative skills, your creative works. And on that, number 2, be authentic and honest. Be yourself. I get caught up often in, and particularly now that I'm beginning the YouTube thing, to trying and wanting to create what I think other people want to see and what will get the likes, which would go back to number 1. I shouldn't worry about what other people want to see. I should be creating what is genuinely and passionately filling me up, creating out of an overflow of what is inside of me, telling my story how I feel it needs to be told, whether that be in photography, filmmaking, poetry, music, whatever. Just be authentic, honest, be you, because that's the only person that people can really connect with. If it's not who you are, if you're not creating out of what you're passionate about, people are not going to see that passion. And I've seen that, some things that I have created, and people are like, nah. But when I create something, like I did a film recently, a short film for my filmmaking project, and I just created it from a poem that I wrote, and that really resonated a bit more because it was inspired by the year that we've just had and just how I see humanity is. So yeah, that was that. I'll put the link for that somewhere over here. And then, yeah, number 3, learn from everything. And I'm at the beginning of my journey in filmmaking, YouTubing, photography, just anything with a camera. So I'm right at the bottom of the rung, learning wise with that. But that's also really awesome because I can learn from so many people. I can learn so many things, and that's really cool to be able to learn. But sometimes we get sidetracked in thinking that there's only a specific way to learn something, or a specific area where we can learn something, like going to university is the only place we can learn. We get caught in that rut, but that's not necessarily the case. We can learn from everyone and everything, and it doesn't necessarily mean that if you are into photography and you're watching a photography thing or reading about photography that you can only learn about photography. There are a whole bunch of lessons that we can learn all over, in every aspect of creativity and in every aspect of life. Number 4, include people in your journey and process. So I think everyone struggles with feedback, particularly if it's actually constructive but we perceive it as critical. And it's critical to receive criticisms and to be able to learn from that. And that means that you need to include people in your journey. And for me, it's doing YouTube, including people in the journey that I make as I go about filmmaking, doing photography, making music, writing poems, whatever it is. I'm trying to include people in my process and in my creativity to learn from you guys, and to also hopefully be an inspiration and someone that you can learn from as well. Just a community that we can back and forth learn from one another. And yeah, I have my wife who is an amazing support for me and a creative input, and she always challenges me to do better, to better myself, and to pursue honesty and creativity and community. So yeah, include people in your journey and your process. That was number 4. Number 5, which is linked to number 4, be thankful for input, whether good or bad. As you can see, I'm rather nervous. This camera thing is a bit daunting for me. As soon as I see the red flickering dot, I get a bit nervous and scratchy and stuff. So hopefully I'm getting used to it. And the input, I know it seems off the track, but the input that I've had is to try and get used to this more, to do it more. And I've heard that from many people who are well experienced in being in front of a camera and vlogging or YouTubing or whatever. So yeah, I'm thankful for their input, for their encouragement, and to say just keep on doing it. You'll get used to it. And for the bad, what might be perceived as bad, the negative comments, I think just understanding that maybe they're not seeing what I'm trying to put out. I can learn from that and learn maybe how to make my story simpler, tell my story better, maybe less long-winded. As you can see, these videos are quite long, so I'm trying to get that better. And on that point, number 6, sorry, this is a Chinese way to say 6, or show 6, spend time just learning from yourself. That's a really cool point for me. I think that there are so many other people that I can learn from, but sometimes if you just take a step back and look at your work and what you've created over the short gap, you can see that you've improved and that there are things that you can learn from yourself. Maybe you've done something you didn't really realize how you did it, or just in the flow of things you improvised, and that improvisation can lead to something really beautiful. So to take a step back, to look at your stuff almost as an outsider and try and learn from yourself, even if you did something wrong, to learn how not to do things, which is really important as well. And that also goes for including people in your journey and learning from others. Learning in everything is learn from the bad and the good, learn what not to do and learn what to do in the opposites of that. And then number 7, admire what you have accomplished and be confident in who you are. and this refers to number 2. If you are authentic and honest in who you are and in your creativity, I really feel like you will grow and your stuff will grow in leaps and bounds. And that it's very important to also take a step back, look at your stuff and admire where you have come. You may want to be here, but you're here at the moment. But perhaps if you take a step back and look, you'll see that you've gone from here to here, which is an improvement. It's a step. It's a movement along the graph to this is where you want to be. And what we get caught up in is that we see this and we want to be there already. But the thing is, we have to put in the hours and the work to get there. We can't just jump. We have to learn the skills and learn everything that needs to be learned so that we can walk and get there. So yeah, take a step back, admire what you have already accomplished, and be confident knowing that you're on the journey, taking the steps, going from here to there. Okay, and then number 8. This is the Chinese way of showing 8. Learn, make, repeat, and just do that again and again. And that's from Matti Haapoja. Yeah, I really enjoy his stuff and just his honest and authentic way to approaching creativity. But not only him, I see it across so many content creators that I follow and aspire to and look up to and learn from. It's just that to learn new things, make new things constantly, and then just repeat that process, and in that process you'll grow. And you can see that it's really cool if you watch like some of the first videos that really good creatives made, particularly on YouTube. If you go from their beginning stuff to their stuff that they're putting up now, you can see that they've gone from here to there. They've gone on that journey by learning, making and repeating. And yeah, so just make stuff, put in the hours. The only way that we can get from here to there is if we put in the hours, put in the time, put in the work. We can't just magically cross that divide. We have to just put in the hours. So yeah, Darren, advice for you when you're watching this: put in the hours, learn, make, repeat, to copy Matti. And for anyone else watching, thanks so much. I appreciate your time. Sorry that this was long-winded and I'm a bit nervous, but hopefully on my journey I'll improve. And yeah, please appreciate if you subscribe, if you'd like this, if you'd share your thoughts and maybe your advice and challenges for yourself or even for me, comments, whatever, they're all appreciated. Keep making stuff. Peace out, guys.